Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. That's right, Javier in the Air. For those of you who are coming into this for the first time, to my little corner of the internet, welcome. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. So we are having a almost all coffee episode today. You'll see what I mean. And if you listened to the music, then you'll really know what I'm talking about. So, all right. So we're for those of you who are new, this is a show about my little corner of the internet, which is established in my little corner of Cedar Park, Texas, right on the border with Austin. So I'm not in Austin. I'm actually in Cedar Park, and it is a nice, crisp and breezy day outside, overcast. I think it was supposed to rain sometime today if it hasn't already been raining. But I was out early this morning to get in my final walk for the Trash in the Hood segment, which is coming up here in a bit. And so I was out there. It was overcast, but it was still great. And prior to that, I went to one of my favorite coffee spots, got a nice cortado, and then actually tried their honey milk latte, but I also added cinnamon to it on the recommendation of the barista, and that was a great recommendation, and so you'll see a little bit of that for our Zen moment, which I'm using that as a blend of our Java beans and Zen moment time, and then we will end with the spirit time. So maybe this one will be a little bit shorter than usual, which I'm sure will make some people out there happy. I want to thank you for everyone who's actually been watching the show. This is season 7, episode 7. And yes, I've been doing this for 7 years. Started right out about COVID time and have been working since then. At first every week, and then it became every other week. Due to recommendations. Yes, I do take recommendations. I also take feedback and any complaints or compliments that you want to send my way. So feel free to reach out to me how you know how to reach out to me, and I will certainly get back to you. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead and go to our Trash in the Hood. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood, weeks 189 and 190. All right, so let's start with week 189, day 1. So this was the only one I had for this week due to some other concerns. But I did get out there, almost a 2-mile stretch, and you see where I was. And so, yes, for those of you who have asked before, I do about a 1.5-mile radius from my house. So where that number one is, actually that's not the number one, that's the 1 mile. But right about there. And so as you see, had the cigarette butts. I found a hoodie and I think it was a tube top, I want to say. There's a broken tractor there on the middle left, and then all the usual junk that I just find, and it's amazing, and people are amazed and have told me that they are amazed at the amount of junk that I find. Now, sometimes the little bits of paper that I find are due to the lawnmower, public lawn mowing that they do for the community, and they chop it all up. So moving on to week 190, day 1, this was a little bit less of a commute or a route, 1.68 miles. As you see, I kind of meandered around and wandered around depending on what the trash was. So, and you may see that a lot on some of the routes that I show. If you see that little wavy bump and kind of snaky thing, it's because I'm moving all over the street to find stuff. So here we go. There's the cigarette butts that I normally find. A cigarette lighter. This was about 35 cigarettes, by the way. Cigarette boxes, sunglasses. Find a lot of those. Torn packaging, like they just tore into their package, pulled whatever it was out, and threw it on the ground. And then a lot of alcoholic cans and a lot of beverage containers and a lot of plastic. A seriously large amount of plastic. It's unbelievable how much stuff plastic gets thrown out of people's cars or just dropped accidentally, quote unquote. So here's day 7. This was this morning. Happy Bunny Day, by the way. So this was about 2.25 miles, or actually it was exactly 2.25 miles. And as you see there, the route was almost like a rectangle type of thing, maybe a little rhombic like. And so again, I was wandering up and down Hatch Road and 620 and El Salito Parkway. So this is like my sixth pair of scissors that I've found in the streets. I don't know what's going on that people are throwing scissors out. Plastic sunglasses, 3 or 4 cigarette boxes. Actually found 65 cigarette butts today. I was amazed. Some junk mail that people threw by the mailboxes. A lot of plastic, and since this was a Sunday morning, a lot of food containers and bags full of empty food containers, and one bag full of just empty beer cans. So, as sad as that may be. And then we were visited by a little happy bunny, and the happy bunny says, "Hope everyone has a good bunny day, and try not to eat too much chocolate. And if you do, follow it up with some nice promo." All right, so there you have it for our trash in the hood. Okay, so there you have it. Um, for some people who have asked, who have come to the show and just found the show, again, thank you. Um, what does it mean by week 181 or week XXX and week XXX? And the thing about that is that I started doing picking up trash and walking for my health, and started out slow. And I think the first maybe 15 to 20 weeks, I was probably under a mile, but I was getting it done. I didn't have the maps for those back then. I wasn't using the app that I'm using now, but I was definitely going as far as I can, or could at the time. And I noticed that I kept myself accountable more by having something else to do while I was walking. Originally, I was walking by myself, and then I started having a walking partner, my good friend Julia Takashita, and sometimes her husband would join us, and we'd walk and talk as we walked. So I started walking prior to me starting to pick up the trash, and then as I started picking up the trash, it became week 1 and week 2. So now I'm out to week 90, which I think you can figure out how many years that has been now, because 52 weeks in a year approximately. And so it's going on tomorrow will actually be week 191. So I did that, and I say it by week, and there has been a time where there was a gap, and I didn't incrementally or incremented because I was not able to walk that week due to health or due to something else. And so, but it has been 190 weeks of walking, and it's been great, and I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed picking up trash around the neighborhood so that I have. It's just a nice, warm sense of accomplishment. And yes, I get something out of it, and then what I get out of it is that I feel accomplished that I'm picking up trash and making the neighborhood just that little bit cleaner. Now, I know there's other neighborhoods that they're posting on Facebook and stuff like that, and they are well deserved. My neighborhood is not that dirty, so I'm not looking for anything on top of what I'm doing. I do appreciate the honks and hey and thank yous and everything like that. Keep them coming. If you're doing that, I also post on Nextdoor and show it for my local hood. But I'm not gonna try to make like a big Facebook page or a big Instagram page like some of these other ones are doing, because they have some serious work that they're working on there. I know there's a couple out of Houston, and they are doing a fantastic job out there, and they have some serious work that they're doing. Their neighborhood has been unfortunately used for dumping grounds in some of the empty lots and ditches and stuff like that. And so they're doing a fantastic job out there, and kudos to them for that. And they deserve to be recognized. And the gentleman that is doing one of them has gotten his community to go and do it. So it makes that much more of a impact for the entire community, because if you feel nice and things around you look nice, then hopefully you will also project that niceness and kindness to everybody around you. So that's important in this day and age, especially with all things that are going on uh, to try to be as cordial and as happy and as kind as can be. All right, so we've got through our trash in the hood. Now we're gonna do our little combo Zen moment coffee time. I took a short little video of me at the coffee shop, though you won't see me because you already see me enough as it is. And yes, I'm still trying to get people on the show. For those of you who have been asking, why is it that we only see you? And that's because I'm trying to get people on the show still. So if you'd like to be on the show, and you are, especially if you're from a mom and pop shop, or if you just want to talk about something, remember there's only two that I avoid. Everything else is up for talking, and we can do either an interview where we have I have you on maybe Zoom or here in my studio, and we can talk about anything that you're passionate about. Or if you'd like to co-host, we can certainly get that going as well. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and now move forward to our Cafe Java Zen Moment. And that was our Zen moment for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Um, People have been asking me about what is or actually what is who is Jay Anderson, and that is our in-house poet laureate. He will have poems for us from time to time. He's been in kind of a writer's block lately, so haven't seen many poems from him. But when he does them, they are quite spectacular. So maybe we can get him to do something next time. Um, Another thing there with the coffee, so chill with that music, by the way, and my editing software license that I have comes with certain free music, and so that's what I've been using. Haven't been splurging as of yet, other than the license itself. So I appreciate that. For those of you who have been asking, also it just kind of depends on my mood as to what I put in there. The same things go with the transition. So it just will keep looking forward to doing it. So keep looking at them and let me know what you think. So I didn't go with anything particular bunny day like, except for my trash in the hood and maybe a little something at the end. So I hope everybody's been enjoying themselves on this day. Um, I have been trying to get myself out and about more. And in fact, some of the things that I've been doing, I'm going to show you right here in just a new little quick segment that's only for this time. Maybe I'll bring it back here and there. And I brought it back. Actually, it's been around before if you are a long time watcher of my show. And it is just a little gaming section. Talk about some of the games that people play in my neighborhood and around the city, country, and world, and some of them that they may not play, but they may be interested in the first place. So, we're going to go ahead and go to the gaming section segment. So, everyone, welcome to the world of Mahjong. Thanks to my neighbors, James and Zaida Pawlowski. They introduced me. I have heard of this game before, but I never tried to play it because I just thought it was going to be super complicated and, well, just super complicated. Now, it is busy and complex, but I wouldn't say it's overly complicated. It's just a matter of learning the patterns and learning sequences that you can play to get points and to win the game. So this right here are James and Zaida's Chinese Mahjong, which is a little bit different from the American style, which we'll go into a little bit later on, that American style. So these were we were getting ready to play a game, and so you pick. Actually, this is probably in the middle of a game, from what I can tell. And there are different suits, and there are different additional tiles, and they're called tiles. These are like thick size. Think of a thick size domino that's more square than rectangular. And here we are enjoying the game. This was actually on St. Patrick's Day, so we had a little green beer to enjoy the mahjong with. So there are different suits that, and this Chinese version, they are in Chinese, but they all have to do with the winds, or they have to do with dragons, which are special tiles. And you can form certain sequences with them, a ton of sequences. So it takes a lot of mindset to figure it out and to play a decent game. So this right here is I went ahead and bought the American version. Now the difference of the American version are a couple of different things. One, they make things a little bit easier to follow. For some of the part, the American version is more about they change the sequences every year, and they say it's or I've been told it's because it helps to increase and keep people sharp, their cognitive abilities when they play this game, because you have to you get new sequences and new runs and new layouts every year. Some may be the same, but most of them are not. So you may learn the game and you know the nuances, but then the next year comes around and you have to learn some new ones. You still have the game, but you don't have the sequences that you were using the year before. So if you look at the circle, the orange circle, that is the actual difference between, in my opinion, from the American and Chinese versions, is that this is called the Joker, and the Joker is used just like a Joker you would have in any other card game or any other game, really. You can use it to replace existing tiles. If you don't have enough of dots, you do that. If you don't have enough BAMs, you can use that, but only in certain ways. So, but the fact of the addition of this really increases your ability to hopefully complete a sequence of 13 tiles that each person has. So if you look at the square on the right, those are called dots because obviously they're dots. The orange triangle, they're called BAM because they're actually bamboo. So of course everything gets shortened, and so these are BAM. The diamond is cracks, which I guess is some sort of play on character. Those are Chinese characters, but they call them cracks for this game. And then I wanted to put the little arrow there, and that arrow there has to refers to one type of dragon. And I was at the book club last week, and we talked about red dragon. And I don't have the Chinese symbol set up, but this is a red dragon. And if you know the book, that is the prequel to Silence of the Lambs. The symbol that Will Graham finds is a red dragon, which is carved into the tree, which is from the mahjong piece, and the mahjong piece has that exact symbol if you use the Chinese mahjong. Just a cool little side reference there. So these are some of the pieces that you use. Chinese version has, I believe, 144 tiles, and the American version has 166, though you don't use all of them, which kind of throws me off because it doesn't make sense. Why do they give you all these tiles if eight of them, at least eight of them, you're not going to use? So I don't know why. Anyway, so that is what I have been learning the past couple of weeks. In addition to all the other projects that I do, for those of you who may live in the Austin Cedar Park area and are interested in learning the game or already know the game, we are looking for a fourth, or we're looking for additional people that maybe we can get our own little um, group going of 2 or 3 tables, even depending on how many people show up. So if you're in my area and you're interested in learning the game, or you know the game and you're looking to join a group of people, just let me know. So there you have it for the gaming. Okay, so that was the gaming segment. So once again, that was both the blue tiles were the Chinese version of Mahjong, or the Chinese edition, however you want to say it, and the green ones, the one that were just all over the place. I took a picture of my bag that has them. That's why they're all over the place. That is the American version or American variant of Mahjong. So it's a very it's not that it's hard, it's complicated, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So I can see where a lot of people say it's for cognitive ability, and it definitely is. One does have to be a little bit on the sharp side in order to remember and look at and think about how are you going to play. Now, there's a lot of different rules that can be applied, but they depend on how many are playing and who's playing and whether it's tournament style and stuff like that. So it can change a bit. So, but if you're out there and you're doing your jigsaw puzzles and you're doing your crossword puzzles and you're doing gaming of any sort, in my opinion, you're keeping your mind sharp. If you want to keep it sharper, there's games like this. If you Actually, and if you do like larger puzzles, or you do more complicated crossword puzzles, or you do acrostic, or you do cryptics, or you do anything like that, anything to do to keep your mind sharp. The older we get, the more that our mind has a tendency to drift. I don't want to say decay, but there you have it. So we want to keep ourselves sharp and to the point, just like we want to do with our bodies. So healthy body, healthy mind. The older we get is fantastic, and you'll be able to play games with your kids, with your grandkids, with your great grandkids, whoever you want to play with, and you'll be able to bring your A game to them. So that's my gaming segments for the game, for the show. Now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do a quick spirit time. I'll see what I have in the cabinet or in the fridge, and we will go to spirit time. Okay, so I know I said I would never have one of these, but what do you know? You know, never say never, of course. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this. There's a couple things wrong with it, I feel, but that's because that's me. It's not you, so you may enjoy this. This is a Smirnoff Ice Zero Sugar Original, and this flavor is, I guess it's lemon lime. I want to say it's lemon lime because if you look at the thing there, there's the lemon right here, and there's the lime right there. So, as many of you may know, or most of you may not know, these have been getting very popular again. For those of you that were back in the 80s and early 90s, perhaps you might remember something called, I don't know, wine coolers. Bartles and James, Matilda Bay, Seagrams. So they kind of went away for a while in the aughts and the early aughts, and sometimes rightfully so. Um, and so they are making a comeback. And what's interesting to me is that a lot of the younger generation, those that are under 30 think that this is something that's like, hey, this is for us. This is something that that they started making for us. These types of things have been around for a long time. I'm sure there was even some version of this prior to the wine coolers of the 80s and 90s and early aughts, or late 90s, I should say. I doubt it, but you never know. Things are cyclical. So I'm going to go and try this. And so, again, as some of you may know, I am not a fan of vodka. Really not a fan. And that's a story that if you want, you'll have to come and have a beer with me, and I will give you the entire rundown. For those of you who know, you know what I'm talking about, especially Brother Rob. So this is only 4.55%. So it's about the same as a light beer. And of course, that comes with the vodka. And this is made by Smirnoff. So the first problem I have is obviously the vodka. The second problem I have is zero sugar. So what that means is they use some sort of sugar substitute, which I am not a fan of at all. But this is one of the few things I have left in my fridge, so I figure why not drink it and get rid of it, or at least taste it, so that I can say, hey, I've tasted it, and blah blah. So without further ado, let's go ahead and try this lemon lime Smirnoff Ice. Right off the bat, I can taste the sugar substitute, and I know some people say, well, you get used to it. If you have to get used to it, it's probably not something that you want now, is it? You can get used to it getting kicked in the head, but doesn't mean you want it now, is it? And yes, I'm already being negative for this. I am not a fan of artificial sugar. It tastes very artificial to me, and so I don't like it. I can kind of taste the lemon and lime behind the sugar, the artificial sugar, but it's coming in with a real high punch on the sugar. I can't taste the vodka at all, and that's probably a good thing for me, if you know the story I have with vodka. So let me be fair. Let me give it one more. Yeah, so for the friend of mine that brought that, I wish you would have taken it with you. I am going to give this 2 thumbs up. And that's because I'm being nice. I guess if I had the full sugar version of it, maybe I could see this, maybe when you're out tubing, maybe when you're trying to impress your date by having something other than just a beer, or you're not in a spot where you can have cocktails, so you can make an actual good version of this. But you can have it handy, and if you're gonna go out somewhere where they don't allow glass and then you don't have the time to make a cocktail, this could do in a pinch. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at 2 thumbs up. So there you have it. Smirnoff Ice, their lemon lime version, and that's it for our Spirit Times. All right, so there you have it, everyone, and in my 30-minute time window. So I hope you enjoyed the show. If you like the show, please hit that subscribe button. If you're on YouTube, if you're watching this on Spotify, you can subscribe there too. If you have any feedback for me, any comments, compliments, suggestions for the show, or you'd like to be on the show, just reach out to me how you know it. I hope everyone has a good rest of your bunny day, and I will talk to everyone again in 2 weeks. Thanks a lot, everyone.